beautiful. Okay, and we're recording. So every one of us has a favorite song. That one track that inspires and energizes you every single time you hear it. And because of that, we feel a connection to the artist because we can identify with what they were thinking when they recorded the song from their own thoughts and emotions. But what you might not know is that some of the most famous songs that we've come to love were actually covers originally written and performed by someone else. So today, I gathered some of the most famous songs that were made famous by an artist who did not originally create them. So here they are, 10 famous songs you didn't know were covers. Number 1 is Hurt by Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was a country singing star known for creating several original classics. However, he also recorded plenty of covers during his career. In fact, one of the songs he was most famous for was the song Hurt, released in 2003, which was originally recorded by 9 Inch Nails in 1994. It was a standout track for the group and struck a chord with Cash, who asked lead singer Trent Reznor if he could cover it. Reznor, being flattered by the request, allowed it, and Cash ended up making a version that was more famous than the original. Reznor has even said that he prefers Cash's version to his own, referring it to a girlfriend that he lost but remembers fondly. The song is especially heartbreaking because it's one of the last tracks that Cash sang before his death in 2003. The music video collects footage from Cash's entire career in what feels like a memorial video for the artist. Hurt is a very emotional song that brings up all kinds of feels, so if you're going to listen to it, I highly recommend you do so with a box of tissues nearby. Number 2 is Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson, the shock rocker, is known for his outlandish stage persona and for creating powerfully moody original songs. However, one of his most famous songs, Sweet Dreams, that was released in 1995, was originally recorded by the band The Eurythmics in 1982. The original song was an electronic bouncy dance theme that was typical for the decade, but Manson's version of the song is much more dark and disturbing. He turned the song into a haunting slow descent into madness, turning the sentiment Sweet Dreams into the stuff of nightmares. But despite how haunting it was, the song launched Manson into the mainstream, becoming a staple on MTV. Interestingly, the music video for this song knocked out Michael Jackson's Thriller as the scariest music video of all time. I remember seeing this music video as a kid and being legitimately terrified by it. Then again, the movie Jaws back then terrified me as well, so maybe I was just a sensitive kid. Number 3 is Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin. Back in the late 60s, Jimmy Page was off refining his musical talent, ready to emerge on the scene with his fellow bandmates as Led Zeppelin. But while opening for the band Yardbirds, Jimmy Page came across a fellow artist named Jake Holmes, who performed the song Dazed and Confused in 1967. The song was a folk track that struck a chord with Page, who only 1 year later, in 1968, produced a similarly sounding song with the same name. Surprisingly, Holmes was not credited for his music, which eventually led to a copyright battle between him and Zeppelin. But Led Zeppelin's famous catalog of songs are known for pulling inspiration from other songs. Even their earliest works takes from blues music. Zeppelin pioneered heavy metal by taking blues music, turning the speakers up to 11 and playing it like a champ in tight pants. Except those pants left nothing to the imagination. Number 4 is Respect by Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin is an amazing artist that started singing gospel music, but embarked on a secular career, hitting it big on the Billboard. She was kind of like the 1960s Katy Perry. Her R&B hits like Natural Woman and Think showcase her incredible vocal talent, but her most famous and often played song is the anthem for female empowerment, Respect. Respect was released by Franklin in 1967 and became an instant chart-topping hit. But that song was originally recorded 2 years prior in 1965 by Otis Redding. Redding had written the song for another artist, but when the band failed to produce a decent version of the song, he decided to record it himself. The song wasn't as big of a hit as Franklin's version was, nor did it include the bridge portion where she spells out respect. The song has endured as not only a catchy pop hit, but a song for women who demand the respect that they deserve. It's the spelling it out part that made it popular, I'm telling you, it's just so fun. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Sorry, I'll stop. Number 5 is Don't Ya by the Pussycat Dolls. In the early 2000s, a new artist was about to burst onto the scene in all of her pop glory named Tori Alamaze. Alamaze had spent the prior 10 years working as a makeup artist in Detroit for various artists such as Outkast, Busta Rhymes, and TLC. After signing a deal with Universal Records to produce some solo work, she released her first single, Don't Ya. The song was produced with the help of CeeLo Green and was expected to be a huge success. However, upon its release in 2004, it was met with a faint reaction and her label dropped her. The track ended up being given to the Pussycat Dolls, and just 1 year later in 2005, Don't Ya was released by the all-girl group, becoming an instant chart topper. The song launched the group into the mainstream, where they went on to sell over 54 million records worldwide. So remember kids, follow your dreams, because one day someone might come along, take your dream and do it better than you. Wait, that's not right. Number 6 is Hound Dog by Elvis Presley. Known affectionately as the King, Elvis Presley is a rock and roll legend. He was a defining pop culture figure in the 1950s and led the way for many future pop stars who would make women weak in the knees. But Elvis was never shy about covering music, even covering Little Richard's Tutti Frutti for white audiences. So it should be no surprise that one of his all-time biggest hits was not his own. Elvis released Hound Dog in 1956, but it was originally recorded by the legendary Willie Mae Thornton, also known as Big Mama, in 1952. Elvis's version became incredibly popular, partly due to Big Mama's version being slower and the fact that Elvis had a controversial and exciting stage presence. You know, Big Mama's version was a way for women to berate exploitative men, while Elvis ended up using the song and his fame to exploit all of the women who would eventually throw themselves at him. Now that's irony. Number 7 is Tainted Love by Soft Cell. Tainted Love is a famous song that everyone knows very well that was a huge hit in the 1980s. The band Soft Cell released the song in 1981, and to this day people still associate them with the song. However, although they made it popular, the song was actually first recorded 17 years earlier in 1964 by Gloria Jones. A singer and songwriter from California, she made her way into working with Motown that gave her a solid career in the 1960s and 70s. But just before her time at Motown, she wrote and performed the song Tainted Love in her own soulful way. She became popular in Northern England and inspired Mark Almond and David Ball, who created Soft Cell and recorded their own hit version of the song. There is literally nothing more 80s than this song. Except maybe spandex and neon lights. Two things I'm big fans of. Number 8 is Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann. Manfred Mann is a pop band from London, England who is famous for their song Blinded by the Light. They released the song in 1976, but they were not the first to sing it. American legend Bruce Springsteen originally recorded the song in 1972. But despite being a bigger star than Manfred Mann, this particular song fell by the wayside to his other big hits. While developing the album Greetings from Ashbury Park, Springsteen wrote the songs Spirit in the Night and Blinded by the Light, however both songs failed to become successful. And just 4 years later, Manfred Mann changed up a few lyrics and added their own musical flourish and made the song a hit. Blinded by the Light? More like blinded by the inability to make this song a hit, am I right, Springsteen? Oh! I'm just kidding, he's fantastic. Number 9 is Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. Back in the 1990s, there were a lot of one-hit wonders that hit radio stations. And one of those hit songs was Natalie Imbruglia's Torn. Starting as a model and then getting into music, she released the song Torn as part of her album Left of the Middle in 1997. The song was a worldwide hit, but you guessed it, was a cover song that was actually recorded 2 years earlier in 1995 by alternative rock band Edna Swap. The track was produced by the label East West, who wanted the group to produce a more poppy acoustic album. However, the band did not agree with the label and ended up leaving them. This led to the track falling into Natalie Imbruglia's hands, where it became what the label always wanted, a pop hit. Truthfully, I never liked this song very much, nor most of the music from the 90s. Yeah, I know I'm in the minority. You don't like it? Come at me, brah! And number 10, Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper is a pop star who's best known for her hit Girls Just Want to Have Fun. During the late 70s, Lauper was found by David Wolf, who brought her into Portrait Records to record her first solo album. What resulted was the album She's So Unusual from 1983, which includes some of her biggest hits, including the hit Girls Just Want to Have Fun. But as it turns out, Robert Hazard wrote and recorded the same song 4 years earlier in 1979. Hazard had a broad career working with various styles of music without much recognition. Lauper, on the other hand, ultimately built a strong pop career and continues to write and perform music. Just as a side note, does anyone else find it odd that a guy wrote Girls Just Want to Have Fun? It sounds like something a creepy uncle would say at a family get-together after he had a few too many. Girls just want to have fun, am I right? And that's it for this time, guys. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out the collaboration I just did with Anthony from 10 Second Songs. It's a sick video where he sings some amazing tracks by CeeLo, The Beatles, Bob Marley, Aerosmith, and more, and I give you some amazing facts about those tracks that you didn't know. So if you want to check that out, I'll put an annotation on the screen and in the description, and trust me, you're going to want to do that. It's pretty cool. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give that like button a click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, be sure to click that red subscribe button because I upload every Tuesday and Saturday. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you next time. Peace!